DSG, man. I just want to talk about DSG. So, you might be wondering, why are we talking about DSG? This guy's toast. Like, I just want to play a hypothetical situation with y'all. Let's say you are a guest in the league, right? You're the promotion relegation spot, and you join the league, and it doesn't matter how well you do or how poorly you do. At the end of the year, you have to play for your life. If you lose, you get relegated. If you win, you don't, right? Scenario 1, you win. Amazing. No problems at all. You won your 3 best of 5s. I think it's like a double elim. It is a double elim. You get placed in a bracket, you win, you're back in the league. Everything is great. You keep getting your stipend. It's awesome. Now you are playing against the top 3 teams from what's it called? From NACL. So you're playing against like Conviction and Luminosity. You're playing against like the winners of NACL, right? Now let's say Luminosity. You know, they have Tactical, they have Insanity, they have Fake God, they have Tomio, and they have Zazel. They're a really good team. Let's say they just beat you, right? They're all ex-pros with a lot of experience, and they beat y'all. Happens, right? Like, that's the whole point of promotions relegations. They get promoted from NACL to LTA. You get demoted from LTA to NACL, right? That seems logical. Wrong, because why would Riot make something logical? You don't get demoted into NACL. You might be wondering, well then where do you get demoted? Do you just get like Mordekaiser ulted into nowhere? No, you get put down into tier 3, not tier 2, into the open OQs, the open qualifiers. Okay, well, while that does suck, you can go from the open qualifiers, you can qualify to NACL, and then you can play and like hopefully challenge, right? That's what it should happen. Wrong. You can't do that either. You might be wondering, well, why can't you do it? Well, the qualifiers that take you from tier 3 to tier 2 are happening right now. So after we finish streaming, you should probably go watch. I think Brikachu and like even Raz is co-streaming it. So let me think about this. If the qualification to NACL happens before the relegations, if you get relegated, you have no chance to even qualify for NACL. So it's not even the fact that you get thrown into tier 3. It's the fact that you're thrown into tier 3 and can't make it to tier 2 until next year. So if you lose your spot in 2025, going into 2026, you can't fight for that spot going into next year. You have to fight just to get into NACL, and then the year after you can fight to get into the spot. So if you're DSG, you get knocked out end of 2025. The earliest you can be back in is not 2027, it's 2028. How does that make any sense?
It doesn't. Like, that's like, there is no way to like prevent. And like, I'm learning this for the first time because I haven't been like keeping up with the situation. I'm not surprised, but I'm still like really like aggravated because that's not how a relegation system works. When you get relegated, that's so in soccer, if you get relegated from Division 1, then you go down to Division 2, and then if you get relegated again, you go down to Division 3. That's how it should work in LTA. If Disguise loses, they go down to NACL, and then if they keep performing badly, then you go down into like the open qualifiers for 2027. You're not doing that. You're going straight to there, and then like you just said, they're not even getting to do that.
You don't even get the opportunity. Like, if it was a case of like open qualifiers happen in March, right? Then I'd be like, okay, maybe you can like sign up open qualifiers. Like, if the case was you can make it to the NACL qualifiers happen in March, I'd be like, sure. They lose the qualifications, they get relegated, they have like three months to prepare, or like 5 months to prepare, and then they can make it to NACL and then make it back for the next year. But they can't. They legitimately can't. I thought open qualifiers into NACL happened twice a year. They do not. It happened this year twice because teams like left in the spring, but they can't requalify. Going into next year, they can't. If they could, I mean, it would be reasonable, but they can't. It would be more reasonable, I guess. Imagine, like, if I'm Disguised, how is that, or any other NACL team, like, how is this financially feasible? Like, how is this a project that I'm like, if I lose my spot, I can't even fight to get it back the next year. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's just, I don't know how you can attract people to like fight for this. If I lose to Conviction or to LG, I should take their spot and they take mine. Why do they take my spot and I don't even get their spot? It's
such a nothing surprises me.
Oh, sorry. One last thing.
Okay.
Apparently, so Bean says that on the Discord. He's part of NACL. You actually get to see them. If you're going to finals in Texas, stop by the Blue Otter. They have like a booth, which is really cool that we actually have NACL booths this time. So you can stop by there. But apparently, Disguised Toast did not even know that if they get knocked out of the league, that they would have to requalify through OQs. They wouldn't immediately be in NACL. They didn't even know that until like this week. What?
Nothing surprises me with this region, man. Like,
no, come on, something.
Like, when do we ever hear about something in North America where you go, yeah, that makes sense? Like, and like on David's point in chat, they should just be a clear-cut relegation system, and we can't even do that correctly. It should just literally like a pyramid system. You go from LTA straight to NACL, and then if you get relegated from NACL, and then you're in the open qualifiers, and then you're into the abyss then, because I have like
yeah, if you're not in tier 3, then like you have to form a team and like do all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. So like even then, as Disguise, like you're kind of like what do we do at that point? Because you're basically like you're basically chilling for a whole year, like, and then
you disband. You stop having a team. Like if I'm Disguised, legitimately, if I get relegated and I don't even have an NACL spot, like I can't even fight for one until 2027. Like I'm just done. Like I can't keep investing into a team in tier 3. Like,
and I think it's like no one is going to be able to. They're not going to be able to pick up anyone like legitimate for the open qualifiers at the end of this, like at the end of the 2026 year, to get into the 2027 NACL. But then
you just buy a team. Like yeah.
Yeah. That is crazy though. That an underperformance here, and then they're not in the. They may not be in the league, and like barring any like, ruling changes or anything like that, they may not be in the league again until 2028. That's crazy.
I mean, I legitimately think if they lose, Disguised will not like try to have a league team, or he will look to like buy an NACL team and be like, can I have your team, please? And just rename them to Disguised and disband the old one. Because like, what else? Like, I don't know if Riot will let that happen, but if I'm, yeah, you get kicked out of tier 2. You can't even fight for tier 3. For tier 1. It doesn't make much sense unless Riot changes and be like, this was an oversight by us, which it sounds like it was. It sounds like to me. Again, this is complete speculation. Everything else I said, I'm aware of, I'm sure of. This is speculation. If I'm seeing what's happening like with this whole thing, I might be like, oh, they set up the whole schedule. They did not realize that there's no NACL spot left because they scheduled the NACL qualifiers before the relegations, and they're like, well, oops, I guess you have to go to tier 3 now. And so they found out last week because they were like, guys, why are they playing the qualifiers before we have an opportunity to join? What happens if we lose? And they're like, huh, I wonder what happens. Oh, turns out you just don't have a spot. Like that's my guess. I don't know that that's like, but like, hopefully it's fixed for the future, but whew.
That being said, I still expect Disguise to retain their LTA spot. If they keep that current form that they showed at the back end of Split 3 and into playoffs, then I think they'll be absolutely fine.
I think so too. They've been scrimming, and apparently they're doing fine in scrims. I just don't know that
momentum could
It's
be the
it's
killer because like it's been so long since they played the C9 series
exactly.
that like they're not coming in as hot as what they would have been. Like if they would have immediately jumped into the relegation tournament immediately following playoffs, then yeah, they would have steamrolled it.
Yeah, especially since LG played more recently, right? They just finished their like last weekend was like when they won. So
Yeah.
they're a lot. Obviously, there's still a break. There's still like almost a month break for LG and Conviction, and whereas with this guys it's like 2 month break. You don't play on stage for 2 months and then all of a sudden you're playing against the top of NACL. It's scary for sure. I'd never count them like completely out, the up and coming teams, just because of the way the format is set up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this guy stays. I think they're good for the league in terms of like a brand, and like just in general, I would feel very very bad if they lose and then this guy's like, I'm done with League of Legends, moving on to Dota or like Valorant or something else, like TFT, because he can't keep that up.